I am very nervous about what's happened.
Elliot, according to our email chain, the last thing. Oh,
I
that's
sent the palace guard to attempt to defuse the situation
right.
between the Rod Stewards and the uh, Kingfisher squad,
Excellent. Okay.
and I am terrified that that went south because they want to have the official stance still be that the Rod Stewarts are a bunch of adventurers and not
Yeah, and not.
royal affiliated. You get what I'm doing.
I do. I get exactly what you're doing.
Lufa?
Lufa. Sorry, you guys are in Lufa right now. And Tim, I guess, has been spending his time at first ministering to Vince, who was trying to get off of the demon coke, and then after that, that ended about 2 days ago. So, what would you like Hatim to have been doing for those 2 days? Just kind of doing what the rest of the crew needed him to do, or do you have a specific mission that you wanted to take care of?
Yeah, not really. There's nothing in particular. I guess just doing whatever he needs to do.
Deadly. Super easy then. All right. So you are, in fact, chilling with Elliot, who is currently posing as the king and hiding in the king's study, so he's not in the main throne room, just to kind of draw out any assassins if there are any, and if they do come to attack, they'll attack Elliot as the fake king as opposed to the real king who is now hiding within the secret passages in the castle itself. All right, so Elliot and Hatim, there's a polite but urgent knock at the door.
I'll come in.
All right, it's one of the runners of the guards who you sent down to investigate the situation, and he's a little out of breath, and he says, Your Highness, the situation at what was Dante's uncle's house? Dante's uncle.
Foink.
Fowink, thank you. You think I'd be able to remember a name like Fowink? Anyway,
Yeah, it's not like you've got 40,000 other names to remember.
it's true. All right. He says the situation down at the Fowink villa is a little bit more dire than we anticipated. Do we have your permission to take extra men down?
What can you describe the situation to me?
He says the villa itself. Just a second. There's a knock at the door. Yes. Oh,
Seth, how long has it been since you've been with us?
Man, like a really long time. I think one of the last things I did was like we were in a sewer and we fought like a really big crocodile and like a couple of cultists.
Oh man, so you haven't been with
Oh,
us.
actually, wait. I think I came back maybe the next day and I said any treasure we collected in that sewer I like threw into the water or something. I don't know. But it was around that sewer time.
Right. So you haven't been with us for any of like Vince's overdose thing.
No, basically not. I've heard a little bit about it because through spaghetti night and whatever, but that's about it.
All right. Okay, well, do you know what's going on in this town?
No.
Okay. So the king is like my brother, and you remember that ghost ship with all the zombie monster crew and everything?
Yeah.
So they are here and they've been hired to assassinate the king. And so I'm posing as him temporarily while I while we try and suss them out, because ideally I want him to be on the throne so he can get us, diplomatic immunity kind of thing.
Yeah. Did we fuck up or anything, or is
I
it
don't
just...
I don't know. Right now, like everybody is hauled out at Dante's uncle's old place, and from the reports that I've gotten, it sounds like Arwen has kidnapped slash arrested a mafia boss, but I don't know what the extent of that is. So I think there's going to be some kind of diplomatic easing this whole thing out, and it sounds like there's a big standoff that we're going to have to go and and be a part of somehow.
So which kingdom are we in?
We're in Lufa. We were here a long time ago when we first saw the ghost ship, and we were looking for the rods. I don't know if you were with us for
No,
the
Tim didn't
rods.
join in until after the rods.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You've never been here then.
So we're in Lufa, and then the group split up.
Yeah, sort of. It's pretty much just everybody and not you and me.
Oh, so why are we separate?
Because we weren't here last week.
Oh, gotcha. So,
I'll be back in a second. I still agree.
so you're just kind of, you want diplomatic immunity because you feel like the Rod Stewards are just gonna mess things up real soon.
No, I want him to, because his position on the throne is very tentative. It's a delicate situation because the royal advisor, the Grand Vizier guy, doesn't believe that he's conned his way onto the throne essentially, and he's probationary king, and so the royal advisor guy is trying to have him assassinated. So we're trying to protect him from that because A, assassination is bad, and B, having an ally that's on a throne will mean good things for us.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Fair enough.
All right. The guard says to you, Kingfisher's men have kind of taken control of the block, sir, and as per previous instructions from Marks, as well as yourself, they are to be given a certain amount of leeway, so long as they don't cause serious disruption or damage to the city itself. And as of right now, it doesn't look like they're causing it. I mean, the house is wrecked, right? It's after that attack from the pirates, we believe it was, that left the house in poor shape. So I'm a bit flustered, sir.
That's understandable. So we've got a standoff sort of situation.
It appears that way.
And what is their problem with the Rod Stewards?
His eyes kind of open a little bit more, and he says, "Rod Stewarts." He says, are they the ones in the?" He says, "Of course, yes. Sorry, the Rod Stewards. They're the ones who are apparently took Kingfisher."
No, I'll give him an annoyed look. It's that you said that the Foink Villa was surrounded. The Rods. It's common knowledge that the Rod Stewards have been staying there.
He says, "Yes, well, yes, it's common knowledge, but I am not here to cast aspersions on your friends, sir. It could be anyone in the villa. It could be anyone who's it's not necessarily. I don't have any visual confirmation that it is in fact the Rod Stewarts that are in the villa."
I see. It's how close to violence are we with this situation? How many men do you think you need in order to convince everyone to disperse and restore the peace?
He says, I don't know. I was mostly coming to get some men to do crowd control and damage control to move the citizens away from the villa so that the Kingfisher people could just finish up what they're doing.
Well, I hardly endorse Kingfisher's men, given their diplomatic status. We don't want them to encourage or embolden their gallivanting. I think it may be best for us to disperse more men, and I may need to go down personally and try and suss this thing out. Is this a? I guess I wouldn't know if this was the kind of guy who I could order to ready my horse.
You're not sure. Make an IQ check, DC 13.
The best part is, you're gonna say it's totally him, regardless of how well I roll.
No, this isn't the guy. You know that it'd be more like a footman that you get to bring your carriage, not a guard.
Oh, he is a guard. Sorry, I thought he was a runner. Then yeah, no, I'll say I will. I'll have someone ready my. I'll snap my fingers at Hitim and say, "Have my horse readied." Yes, guard, you are welcome to get 5 more men to in order to move the crowd away from the villa.
Very, very good. Of course, sir. He proceeds to run out.
Did you snap your fingers at me?
I had to. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. So you're not serious.
No, God.
Okay,
I'm just
cool.
trying to be like like a pompous king kind of guy. Is anyone else around, or can I sneak into the secret passage and talk to the actual king?
You can sneak into the secret passage.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
All right, you go behind the bookshelf there and find your way through the secret passageway. And as you're making your way down the darkened crawl space between the walls, you see the king coming towards you from the opposite direction with a very excited look on his face.
Look around to take a quick listen, make sure nobody else. I guess nobody else would be in here. It's a super secret, tight passageway. We'd know. I'll ask him what's up.
He said, now's our chance. They pulled some of the guards off of the armory. Now there's only like 3 Anurian royal guard guarding the entire vault. All we have to do is secure a wagon, and we can get the chests out of there and get them down to the harbor. I said, I have no idea what happened. This is incredible. Now's our chance.
No.
It's a chance of a lifetime.
No. No, this is not. No. There's a problem with Kingfisher. You know who this is? He's like a mafia don.
He goes, ooh. He says, yeah. He's just let him do his thing, mostly.
Well,
what's
he
done?
He's got my party members surrounded in the old villa.
Oh shit! Do they owe him money?
I have no idea what's going on. I dispatched some of the guard to clear the people out of the way. Apparently, they don't want to interact with his people or the Rod Stewards. So
no, we have a bit of an unsteady alliance between the organized crime here and the constabulary. So mostly Marks has been handling that, and in retrospect, that it might not have been the best idea. But there were so many other things, so I just wanted to let him continue dealing with the underbelly. But Elliot, come on.
Look, stay the course, all right? I'm gonna get you onto the throne proper. People are gonna love you by the end of this, and we're gonna take care of the Leviathan. It's gonna be awesome. Just trust me on this one. I know things seem pretty dire right now, but this is how it always goes, right? Is you get into the thick of it to get at the knots, you got to pull, and you get it. This is a very motivational speech, trust me.
He smiles a little bit and he says, "Okay, little brother. I'm going to follow you on this one."
Yeah, this is what we're really good at. I'll take care of you. But it seems like I'm gonna have to go and sort out this crisis.
It's probably money. If it's Kingfisher, it's probably money. Here, come with me. And
Okay.
he leads you down another little secret passageway to another chamber. Kind of, your rough guess is behind sort of where his study is, and
Yeah.
it's like a secret hidden vault room where he goes and produces a couple large sacks of heavy coin from one of the shelves, and he says, "Here, there's about 1,000 gold in here. That usually should be able to fix any problem with Kingfisher. It's probably just one of your guys didn't know what's going on and disrespected him or something like that. So it's just give him some money and it should smooth out. They might have to like apologize or something, but he's usually pretty reasonable."
It's possible that one of my party members has kidnapped / arrested Kingfisher.
Oh, God. It was the Paladin, wasn't it? Yeah, I'll bet it was the Paladin. Okay.
I would
Look, just have her hand him over to us, and we will throw him in jail. He does air quotes around throw him in jail. And then we can just pay him off. I'll probably have to owe him a favor, something like that, but it's not a problem. We can get this whole thing smoothed out. Just have her hand him over to us.
I'm so glad we're on the same page, because that's exactly what I was going to suggest. Okay.
Perfect.
All right, let's do this. Do you have like attendants that I have to take with me, or can I just go?
Oh, you're gonna go
Yeah, why not?
because your disguise is great and it works good in a dark study, with the people being at a distance. But you get up close, they're gonna tell. Look at us, right? He gestures back and forth. There's some
Right.
same, but you look like mom, right? You don't have dad's chin like me, right? He said it's not gonna fly. I'm gonna have to go with you.
Okay, all right. Sure. So we gotta undo this disguise now? We gotta do the unswitcheroo?
Yeah, okay. So he takes off the ridiculous false beard that he's wearing, and also in this back vault treasure room, something like that. As he's getting undressed, you see that underneath the disguised clothing he's wearing a very fine suit of chainmail, very finely meshed chainmail.
Like that one that Themistocles had.
Yes, very much like
Cool.
that.
Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. When he sees you see it, he just kind of smiles and he's like, and then he puts back on his kingly robes and gives you back your Elliot clothes.
Nice.
All right. So
I'll joke that he stretched out the butt. It's hilarious.
He's like, yeah.
Let's go.
He said, I thought it was tight in the crotch. All right. As you guys are heading out of the castle, you see Vince, I think. Mitch, are you on Mumble?
Oh, yeah.
Vince kind of rising from her day-long nap. She's still in recovery, so she needs extra time to sleep and eat, but she's looking healthy. She's looking better than she's looked in a couple days. With the ministrations of the priests that are here and help from Hatim. Vince is back on her feet, and you're back up to all your regular stats. And go ahead and make 2 endurance checks for me, please, to regain healing surges. Excellent. So you succeed 1 and fail 1, so you can regain your Constitution modifier on the first one, and you can regain 1 for the second one. I think it's you regain 1 regardless, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you can regain two healing surges. Excellent. But anyway, yes, you run into Vince.
Vince, no time to explain. Let's go.
Okay. Where are we going?
Some doings is a transpiring down at the old Foig Villa.
I was hoping that Jay and Josh would be here by now, but that's okay. We'll keep playing with you guys. Just hang in there. How's it going, Crystal?
Good, how are you guys?
We're doing
Super
well.
great. It's been a long time since we've all been here.
It's true. I'm excited, and it's a little unfortunate that you guys have to leave early, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
What we're going to say is that inside the villa, because we've got Graham and Crystal, I think, do we have Graham talking yet?
Yeah, we did.
Killer. All right, so inside the villa, right where we left off, Arwen had just healed Sublime, and we'll say that Jack and Murgatroyd kind of pick Sublime up by under the arms and the legs, and they say, we'll just take him down to one of the bedrooms where he can rest. And they proceed to drag him down a flight of stairs to the second level. You guys are on the third level. To one of the bedrooms to rest. Here, actually, I can throw us onto the villa map because I have it here. All right, so inside, up here, we have Arwen, Valhalla. Outside, we're going to have Hatim, Elliot, Vince, and Jack and Murgatroyd have gone downstairs with Sublime. Oh, I guess we need a token for Brillig.
For who?
Brillig Kingfisher. He's the Mafia Don.
You guys will know him as Hostage. We'll say he's tied up in this chair here. So feel free, Valhalla and Arwen, to place yourselves in this room anywhere. Also, double check.
1 second, I have a phone call.
Okay. Also, double check everyone to make sure that your HP and surges are correct. Arwen and Valhalla. Once your teammates have retired down the hallway to take Sublime someplace where he can go have a bit of a lie down, you hear a voice from just outside the windows. We'll say the windows to the north here, and the voice says into the room, "Are you okay, boss?" To which Kingfisher replies, No, I'm not okay. I've been better." The voice says, "We're going to get you out of this, boss. Just don't worry. Everybody stay calm." And he says, "Okay, so I want to talk to who's in charge here."
Who took Valhalla or Sublime out?
Murgatroyd and Jack took Sublime to a bedroom so he could lie down.
Oh shit. And I can't go with him.
You can if you want.
To be honest, I probably would not have left Sublime if he was dying.
Okay.
Sorry, Arwen.
You're all alone in the room.
Where did Valhalla go?
I would have totally gone with Sublime. If I thought he was dying, I just saw him get hit by a bunch of arrows and it looked like he was about to die, I probably would have walked him at least to his room. I wouldn't just let Murgatroyd do that.
So it's just me talking to somebody through a window?
Correct.
All right, I say I'm in charge.
Beauty. All right, the voice outside the window says, "Look, we want to try and finish this without any trouble. So all you need to do is let Mr. Kingfisher go, and then we'll work this out."
Well, I'll certainly let him go as soon as we finish questioning him and get some answers from him.
The Kingfisher kind of barks out, "Yeah, this is what I've been dealing with." So they're crazy. They're all crazy in here, especially the Minotaur. The voice that's on the window is like, "What? Word? Minotaur?"
This is official paladin business. You should leave.
The voice outside the window says, "Oh, shit. Paladin, eh? Okay. Well, you've probably made peace with your god then. And you're not worried about being sent to go see him, her, or it. But think about your friends, right? Think about your friends. They may not be ready to die for this. So, doesn't have to end in bloodshed. Just let Mr. Kingfisher go. And we'll sort this out." And Kingfisher's just staring at you, Arwen. He's just looking absolute daggers at you.
I am going to go over to the window and see if I can sneakily look out and see how many people are out there.
Which window?
The one you pointed to where the voice is coming from?
All right. When you get to there, a very large black-shafted arrow comes flying through this window here, just in front of you, and sticks into the bookshelf. It kind of stops you in your tracks. And Kingfisher yells again, "Don't miss! Hit her!"
Is anybody coming back? I'm really not sure what to do in this situation. Where's the rest of my party?
You're not sure. You kind of look around, thinking that to yourself. And on that note, we'll go to the outside.
I guess while I'm waiting, I could fire a warning arrow out, not trying to actually kill anybody, but to maybe have them back off of it.
All right. When you draw an arrow and approach the window to fire out, another arrow slams into the windowsill just below you, and you look up just in time to turn around the corner here and seek cover as 3 more arrows come flying through. You spot at least 2 more archers on the roof directly opposite you, and there may be more. You know that sticking your head out that window, even just taking a second to draw and aim, you'll be opening yourself up to possibly getting shot in response. There are people watching all the windows.
All right, I'm gonna stay away from all the windows.
Kingfisher just kind of laughs under his breath to himself, like, says, "You're dead. You're dead."
I'm gonna punch him in the face. He is bothering me.
All right, you step forward and slam him one right across the face, right in where you punched him earlier today to knock him out, and the bruise is still swelling up. So you hit him again, and the split part of his lip reopens, a little fresh blood. He just looks daggers at you.
And I don't like this guy.
So what did this guy do?
No,
He's a...
Don't do anything, actually.
no telling, no talking. Hatim, you can ask that to Elliot or Vince. No, there's only two people who can answer you at this current time.
He is a mafia boss, Don. There's a number of criminal members of this criminal family. Hold on. I've got their names. I think I do. Brillig Kingfisher. He was last seen at a fancy restaurant, and he left in Arwen's company. Apparently Valhalla Kazam was also there, or they believe that he was seen. Anyways, it's been like 10 hours since anybody's seen him. He's the member of one of 3 organized crime gang that run the shady side of Lufa, Purell, and several other cities on the coast.
So why does anyone know why Arwen arrested him?
Well, she's a paladin and he's a criminal. That's what paladins do.
Some of the Anurian guard that are with you kind of nod agreement. Yeah, that's very paladin-y behavior for sure.
But how did she know that he was a criminal?
It's probably not. It's pretty common knowledge that he's a criminal guy, and can't paladins cast like evil and detect evil or whatever? Don't you? And I'll like gesture at Hatim. Don't you cast evil detect all the time to determine?
I roll my eyes.
That's how you deal. That's how you discern who the bad guys are, right?
I mean, sometimes, obviously, but I don't understand why we're in this mess right now.
Because chaotic, neutral things happen to lawful good people.
All right.
This is true.
So when you guys reach the block that the villa is in, there's already a small crowd of people gathered, and the guards immediately, the Anurian guards, or the castle guards, pardon me, the Lufa guards, disperse and start trying to get the crowd to move back and go about their business. If you try and move up the block, a small knot of thugs, I'm going to say about 5 thugs, kind of half at attention, half casually but unsuccessfully casually lounging around the street, intercept you, and they say, go around.
Go around what? Like their blockade, or so don't go down this street?
Yeah. Go around. He just kind of nods back the block to one of the side streets that you can use to circumnavigate this block.
Oh, look to the king. Is he gonna say something immediately?
The king is back up, maybe 30 or 40 feet away, talking with some of the crowds of people, reassuring them, oh, please, it's some type of guild business, some merchant's deal that they're taking care of. Please pay no attention. And he's like, pressing the flesh of the general population and trying to be a good king.
Are we on horseback?
No.
I'll kind of go up to him and say, like, look, we're on official king business to get Kingfisher out of there.
He kind of raises an eyebrow, the thug, and he says, I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you do. Is this not... Oh, I guess I wouldn't know what Kingfisher's thugs look like.
Nope.
Okay. I'll just say, like, look, we know that Kingfisher is in that villa, and we want to get him out of that villa without any trouble.
He says, that's more than I know. All I know is no one's supposed to go up this street. Not even you, not even him. And he nods his head towards the king. So, go around.
How many of them are there?
There's about 5 of these guys. There's 2 of them standing like right in your grill right now, and you can see another 2 or 3 around the street. And your perception, what's your passive perception? Pretty high, right?
20, yeah.
20, yeah. So just kind of casting about, you can see, another couple just kind of peeking out from an alleyway to see what's going on, and you see maybe 3 or 4 up on the rooftop from the angle where you can see, and even 1 or 2 on the rooftop of Foink's villa.
I'm gonna kind of step in and say, like, look, man, we don't want this to get messy. We don't want any, it's been nothing but problems since these Rod Stewart guys have shown up, and we don't want to upset the balance that we got with Kingfisher. So come on, help me out here. We're gonna go in and we're gonna get Kingfisher out, and all of this is just gonna be cool. And I'm gonna try and diplomatize that, because Elliot would say things that I don't know how to say.
Okay, make a diplomacy check. Nice. Okay, so as you're saying that to him, he's kind of nodding and listening to you, but one of his buddies comes up and tugs on his sleeve a little bit and leans his ear in. You can just half hear, like, out front of the castle the other day. The guy kind of looks at his buddy who's whispering things and then looks back at you who's still talking, and he's nodding at you. And he says, for real, you're with them, huh? And he points into the house. He says, my friend here recognizes him, I guess, if Vince is still dressed as a man, recognizes him, points at Vince, from out front of the palace the other day, fighting with that Greyheart guy, and the other Rod Stewarts were there.
Yeah, we travel together. That doesn't mean that we always see eye to eye. And right now, I want to get Kingfisher out of there without any trouble. Are you gonna try and stop? And this is an intimidate check. Are you gonna try and stop me, or are you gonna help me work this thing out in a cool way?
Okay,
balls.
All right. He kind of looks you up and down, and when he sees that you're only kind of armed with your dagger at your hip there, he's like, And he looks over at Tim, who is not really obviously armed either. You have like a mace, don't you?
Yeah, and I have 18 strength, so I'm pretty big.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, but you wear big white robes and stuff over it too, right? So
yeah, that's true.
You're not like wearing tight clothes or anything. Hatim's real show is when he strips his robes off, strips to the waist, and everyone's like, Jesus Christ, he's Conan under there.
Yeah.
And then he looks over at Vince, who's got a broom.
I'll sweep a little bit.
And he says, you think you can get them to let our boss go without hurting him?
Yeah.
He says, okay. He turns around and he whistles, and when he whistles, you see a bunch more faces poke their head out of the alleyway where you saw some guys. And he kind of nods at you, and he nods up at the villa, and he says, let these guys in.
And this is where we get shot in the back. Let's go.
All right. They kind of lead you to that alleyway and down between some other houses in a space that's, really tight enough you could stretch out your hands on both sides and touch the walls. There's a few wooden gates that they have to swing open, and as you go, you pass by at least another dozen, if not 24 guys, just kind of in the alleyway with a variety of weapons and determined looks on their scarred and scraggy faces. These are all longshoremen, guys who work down at the docks, who could, probably break your forearm just by squeezing it in their calloused mitts.
Yeah, they're big guys.
Yeah, they're big, they're thugs. That's really what the best description is for these guys. But you shortly find your way to around the back entrance of the villa itself. And you can see up on a small little balcony that overlooks the one of the upstairs landing areas in the windows, where you can see a figure kind of perched up there, and he curiously looks down and he sees you guys, and then he turns and says something back inside the house, and then he looks back down at you guys.
I'm like looking up at the house. I don't remember if this is the first time I've seen it since it's been destroyed.
I think it is the first. No, because you showed up right after the pirates.
Oh, right,
wrecked
yeah.
the place. So
Right.
you can see that a little bit of work has been done to repair most of the windows that kind of been boarded up and stuff, but it's still, you're like, oh man, we really did a number on Dante's uncle's place.
Yeah. Well, he was kind of involved in some shady dealings, as I recall. Plus, we all know about Dante. Anyways, Arwen, Valhalla, Murgatroyd, Jack. Anybody in there?
All right, Arwen. The voice outside the window says "Oh, looky here. Reinforcements have arrived." And then shortly thereafter, you hear Elliot's voice calling up to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna holler in and say, yeah, come on in, guys.
I'll look at the, I'll kind of put my hands up and walk towards that dude that's shouting to Arwen.
He's on the 3rd floor. He's hanging outside the 3rd floor window, so you have to climb up the outside of the house to get to him. There is, however, a back door that you can go in.
I thought he was, I thought he was just like standing outside shouting to her.
No.
Okay,
Well, he is standing outside, but he's standing outside on the 3rd, on a little, if you look at the map here, the 2nd floor has a bay window here.
Yeah.
And so that bay window has a little bit of a roof, and that's what the guy is standing on to be outside these windows up here.
Gotcha. All right. So can we just go in the front?
Yeah, you can go in the front. When you go out to the street, you can see that there are, once again, several, and these guys are the guys who go in the front. So they're a little bit better armored and actually have shields as well as their swords.
Does it look like any of them are specifically in charge?
Yes.
It's fine if not.
No, there definitely is one guy who is giving orders. And the order that you hear him give right now is let them through.
I'll nod to him in like a... Yeah, I'll just nod at him and head to the door.
Okay. I'm not putting them on the map, but you can imagine where they all are, kind of around this
everywhere,
door,
yeah.
ready to breach. When you climb the stairs and go to open the door, which is unlocked and waiting to be opened, the guy looks up at you and he says, "Don't waste time."
I'll nod. All right, heading on in.
All right, you three enter. When you get to the main staircase here, that you know leads upstairs because you guys have been here many times before, you can see that this door here, which you know leads to the back entrance, is open just a crack, and you can see like 2 or 3 dirty faces doing a Scooby-Doo stacked lean as they try and peer through, and when they see you, they kind of give you the "what's up, bro" reverse head nod.
I'll put like a handout of like peace. I'll be like, we're gonna talk. We're gonna work this out. No blood.
Okay, they let the door close again.
All right, head upstairs.
All right, you get up to the 2nd floor here. I'll move Tim and Vince and Elliot too. Why not? There you go. And this door here is standing open, and you can hear many voices coming from this, which was one of the master bedrooms down here. And you can hear Valhalla's voice in particular, like, "Are you sure he's going to be okay?"
I'll go to that room.
All right, you guys stick your head in, and you can see that they've got Sublime laying face down on the bed. And he's got what looked like several pretty nasty wounds in his back that have been healed, but he's still bloodied, and their Murgatroyd is doing his best to put some bandages on there, and Valhalla is helping him.
What happened to him?
I guess it would be Jack. Jack's the one with actual heals, so Jack is the one.
No, it wouldn't. No way would it be Jack.
Oh, you would not let Jack heal Sublime?
No, I don't trust Jack.
Not letting some hooved monster.
All right, so in that case, yeah, it is Murgatroyd, who's just kind of rubbing bandages onto the wounds and being like, "Yeah, that looks good to me."
I've seen Jack do this before.
In that case, Jack is probably standing by the door, and when he sees you guys, he just kind of shakes his big beefy head at you.
What happened to Sublime?
He was hit, man. He was shot.
By whom?
I don't know, but I'm guessing it's some of them goons.
I see.
Arwen's doing something crazy, man, and she stole some mob boss from the streets and tied him up. And I'm sure that's who got Sublime. It was some of his followers.
All right. Well, as it turns out, that guy is a super mob boss, and there are dozens of goons outside ready to breach the house. So get ready to fight, but I'm gonna hope that between Hatim and I, we can convince this situation to resolve peaceably. I'll head upstairs to where Arwen is.
Okie doke.
I'll go with him. I
Yeah.
want to try to end this peacefully, too. I don't really want people getting hurt over stupid stuff.
Over stupid Sublime.
No. I was not a fan of this guy getting kidnapped at any point.
know.
So I don't want this to be blessed.
Okay, you can all see the third floor here, where
Yeah.
Arwen is. So feel free just to move yourself up there. Ooh. Well, actually, as soon as Valhalla leaves the room, Jack will go over and take care of Sublime. There you go.
Okay. Arwen, we're coming in the room.
Yeah, sure.
I just didn't want to surprise you, because there's probably so these are all windows all the way around this room.
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna say
The only thing that's different from this map is right here in this wall, there's a big double patio door that leads out onto this roof, which is the rooftop patio area. That's where Sublime was chilling when he came back in and was shot in the back.
Okay. Look,
Yeah,
Arwen.
try to avoid the windows, guys. We're being shot at. Well,
Yeah.
I'm being shot at.
Yeah, Oh, sorry. Go ahead, John.
When you enter the room... Oh, I'm sorry, Vince, were you hanging back there on purpose?
No.
Okay. When you enter the room proper and see this guy who's tied to the chair, he studies each one of your faces with scrutinizing detail, as though he's going to try his very best to memorize every inch of it.
Look, Arwen, we gotta let this guy go. We are.
This shit's getting too crazy, man. This is way too deep.
It's we're in too deep. There are way too many guys out there, and we are. I fear we're losing sight of our goal. Will you come in the other room with me, and we'll just discuss how we're gonna do it? I mean, hey.
Yeah, sure. But before we give him up, do we have one more time to try the harp on him?
Let's before we
Let it go, Arwen. Let it go.
before we do anything to further incriminate ourselves with this guy, let's just have a quick discussion about this.
How could we incriminate ourselves with a criminal?
I mean, before we do anything else that he's gonna remember that he will hate.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so in the other room is so why did you grab this guy? What did you want to find out from him?
I'll stay and watch him.
Yeah.
Like,
That's actually what I don't remember from last time I played. I don't remember why we were questioning him.
I mean, he's a mafia boss, and I'm sure you had a good reason, but this is bad. He's got diplomatic immunity, so we've got to super let him go. But if there's something really quick that you are really close to getting from him, then let's get it before we get rid of him. But if it's just kind of a vague, we know that he's a bad guy that knows stuff, we gotta cut him loose.
Yeah, well, I saw him making a deal with Marx, and that's why I originally... Then we found this egg of really strange dark stones that he seems to really like, and he was very upset when we dropped them.
I see.
So we've gathered most of those back up, and we're not sure what they are right now. I think there's only one missing. And from the way his men are attacking, how do you know that they're not just going to kill us all when we let him go?
Something with the way that they have been fine with diplomacy so far, and the fact that they have once they instigate violence, then it's going to make their diplomatic immunity more difficult to maintain, right? Like they've got this kind of uneasy balance with the kingdom, and until they initiate or take part in open violence and or murder, then they're just. I think they want to keep the status quo as close to as they can. You know what I mean?
I do. I do think this is a bad situation. I didn't expect this kind of retaliation. We didn't even really know who he was, or I didn't know who he was when I arrested him, but I do think we need to know what these stones are for.
Do you still have them?
Yes, all but one, I believe. One is still on the floor somewhere.
Okay. Can I see them?
Sure, here you go.
She passes you a bag, a velvety bag, like the size of a large Crown Royal bag. And it sits heavy in the palm of your hand and feels as though it's full of a lot of very small stones. You open it up and you see that there are dozens, maybe close to 100 of these small, very, very dark black stones that are intricately carved. They have many, many facets all over their faces. And right away, the thief part of your mind starts itching at its palms and salivating just at the sight of these stones. That you're like, wow, the cut alone, even if these are glass, the cut will make them very valuable. So, but apart from that, just sitting in the bag as they are, you can't identify them. You'd have to take one out and get a real good look at it. Maybe.
Did we show them to Murgatroyd?
Yep. Oh, I can't answer that. Arwen says, yep.
Sure did, although maybe they're the payoff for assassinating the king.
Could be. I wouldn't put it past this Mark's guy to hire everybody to be in on it. Well, in any case, I think our goal should be to stay the course. I think we had a pretty good shot at taking down the Leviathan. Now knowing that there are these organized criminals, I mean, they're not nearly as scary. If we had to, we could take out all of these guys, but I mean, the more trouble that the Rod Stewarts get into in this town, the worse I think we're off. So I was talking to the king earlier, and he said if we arrest this guy, we can, pay them off and let him go. The king will probably owe him a favor. So let's see how responsive he is to that. Otherwise, we're just gonna cut him loose and see how it goes.
Yeah, well, we can certainly do that. Although I think this is probably going to be one of the people that we're going to have to deal with again at some point. He's not a law-abiding citizen. He's not helping the town or anything.
No, definitely not. We just don't yet have the resources to take one thing at a time, I guess. Okay, so I'll go back in the other room.
Before you guys go back, there's some stuff that goes on when you guys aren't in the room. I'm just going to put you guys over here in this bedroom here.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
I'm just going to put you guys in that bedroom there. Okay, so as soon as they leave the room, Kingfisher turns back to you, Valhalla, and he says, Valhalla, look, she's gone, okay? And that big crazy Minotaur thing is gone, too. Now's your chance. Now's your chance, Valhalla. Do the smart thing and just let me go. Look, you new guys, you don't know what's going on here. You don't know the score. Just help me out of here. Look, you look like smart fellas yourselves, you got to let me go. It's for the best interest of everyone in this group. Just ask Valhalla. Ask Valhalla. I don't belong here. I shouldn't be here. This is an accident. This is a huge mistake. It's a mistake that can be fixed right now. It can be fixed without any more trouble, any more problems.
He says fellas. Who else is?
Hatim and Vince.
Oh, okay.
Valhalla looks around for a second, not realizing that there's anyone else in the room other than himself.
That's usually the case.
Oh, I don't know, man. This has gone way too far. We've gone way too far this time.
You're right. You're 100% right, Valhalla. You've gone way too far. And it's a problem that can be solved right now, very easily. All you gotta do is let me go, right? I know you didn't really have any part of the torture. You just played some little tunes on your harp and whatever. Just gotta let me go. And all of my wrath will be focused on the Paladin and the Minotaur. They can pay, and you can walk. I know you don't really like the Minotaur anyway. I've seen the way you look at him.
Yeah, but what the Minotaur do to you? I understand the Paladin hate. I mean, as much as I'm no fan of the beef.
He looks at you like...
I don't think he's done anything to you.
Really? He broke my fucking hand.
I was not here for that. I did not know he broke his...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well,
His hand doesn't look broken currently.
So why did they break your hand?
He turns to you, and he says, "You, new guy, big fella. What's your name?"
It doesn't matter.
He says, "Well, it doesn't matter." He says, "I don't know why. Your friends grabbed me in the street and drugged me here and started asking me all these crazy questions, interrogating me like I was some type of criminal. And, might be a little bit of a criminal, but I didn't deserve this. Didn't deserve to be tied to this chair. Didn't deserve to be tortured and threatened and have my personal property stolen."
Are the police looking for you?
He laughs. He says, no. Rest assured, my friend, I have no problems with the local police.
I tell you, man, this is all Arwen. This is Arwen's mistake. I knew when she first joined this group that it was going to be nothing but bad luck. We've got ourselves way too deep, man. I don't even know what to do.
I know what to do. You gotta let me go. That's what you gotta do. Just gotta...
Guys,
Shut up for a second, man. Shut up. We need to think.
maybe we should let him go.
You think? Yeah.
I mean, like, the way I see it, he's not needed by the local police. It doesn't seem like Arwen has anything on him except him doing shady deals. So, unless you guys know something I don't, I think rules should only be broken if there's a productive outcome for breaking them, and this doesn't seem very productive to me.
I'm with Tim on this.
I mean, you're making sense, guys. I mean, tell you what. I turn to the Kingfisher. Do we know his name?
Yeah, Brillig Kingfisher. He introduced himself earlier.
King, give us a chance to get Arwen and the Minotaur out of town, please.
He says, no, that crazy elf bitch has got to pay. You have no idea what she's done. Someone has to pay. But it doesn't have to be you, Valhalla, Kazam. Or you, it doesn't matter. Or you, fancy elf.
What is payment?
He kind of chuckles. He says, yeah, I can see you're not from around here. He says, in this case, something bad. Ooh, something real bad.
I mean, all right, I'll whisper to Murgatroyd and or Vincent and Tim, sorry, and say, like, should we just let him go? I mean, I don't know, man.
Why won't he just tell us what she did?
So look, these are I'm whispering
Seems
this, by
fishy.
the way. These are the options. We let him go, and he does whatever he does with Arwen and the Minotaur guy Jack, or the police don't want him, so he's not going to jail. So the only other option is that we kill him, or we tie him up and bring him with us wherever we go. So what do you want to do here? Like, we don't have any choice.
We can't. You're right. We can't kill him, and that's too much trouble for all of us. And tying him up and bringing him with us is just making us an even bigger bounty. Oh,
We have to let him go.
you're right, man. We have to let him go. All right. I'll break the huddle, and I'm going to do insight to see if he's telling. If it seems like he's telling the truth, if he's actually going to just come after Arwen and the Minotaur.
Okay, make an insight check. Yeah.
I mean, the good thing is we can take all of these dudes. Like, they're big and scary, but like, it's not like they are a real threat to Arwen and Jack.
All right.
How-
All right. What do you ask him, Valhalla?
This is an insight check.
Yeah. Okay. It's hard to get a beat on him, and I say that as you kind of start to walk towards him after you've broken the huddle, he says to you, and you get a read off of him insight wise here. He says, "That's right. That's right. This is the smart thing, Valhalla. You just saved yourself and your two friends here."
All right, and when he says that, that's what I would like to use my insight on.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
He definitely seems legit. He is. He's pleased that you have set him free.
All right.
Or
I guess
will.
I'm gonna. Or will. I guess. I guess I'm gonna set him free.
All right. Are you going to untie his bonds or use a dagger to cut them?
Well, I don't have a dagger, but I'll ask. Vince, do you have a dagger? Can you just
Nope.
cut through the tip?
Tim, do you have a dagger?
I don't think so.
Here, I'll check.
That's some poorly equipped adventurers right here. None of you even have like a boot knife?
Just got this broom.
Yeah, use the broom. Kaya.
That won't go bad at all.
No.
Is he tied to a chair?
Yeah, he's tied. His
Is it
arms
just-
and legs and torso are all tied to this chair.
Is it a nice chair?
Yep, it's a nice chair. Well, it was a nice chair, but, it's probably been chewed on and peed on by Amicus.
By what?
The dog. Oh, Arwen got a direwolf
Oh,
When did that happen?
weeks ago.
whose house is this?
This is Dante's uncle's house. Dante is dead, and his uncle has gone north and will never return.
Okay, I'm going to does it look like I can take my mace and break the chair or just rip the chair?
Well, I will. If he looks like he's gonna do that, I'll step over the. Or
Like,
cut in the
without
way
hitting.
to prevent him.
I don't want to kill Buddy Face, but
Okay.
Well, I have an
de-
arrow.
definitely
Can I use
don't-
the tip of an arrow to do that.
Definitely don't wait for the one guy in the party who has a knife.
well, you guys doesn't seem like you guys have knives, so
It's the only weapon I've ever had.
Okay, so, yeah. Tim looses his mace from the belt strap and steps towards Kingfisher, who's just like, whoa, 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 whoa. And he says, just untie them or get a knife from the kitchen or something. Just hurry up. Or use one of those arrows.
All right, I'll pull out an arrow.
All right, you yank
And
an
then-
arrow out of him
yank an arrow out of the wall.
and go
And
over
then,
here.
Go over here.
or no, okay, yeah, sure. I'll pull one out of the, and I'll start. Does he have anything in his hand?
No, his hands are empty.
Do I hear Arwen and?
No, they weren't really shouting at each other. So you don't hear them.
Did I see where they went?
They just said that they're. I think Elliot said, "Can I talk to you in private?" And they disappeared down the hallway.
It's role playing. All right, yeah, cut them loose.
All right.
I did. Okay, for the record, this has gone on longer than Arwen and my conversation, but that's fine.
I've been kind of half keeping track, and I have an appropriate story moment for you guys just to come back here. So
good.
I actually have been keeping track of the times. I went to Value Village and bought a clock with a second hand just for this express purpose.
You're smart.
I'm getting there. Also, I can use it, right? I can, if you guys say I spend an hour doing this, I can just be like, whoop, and I can actually keep track of how long the day is and stuff. So,
right.
Anyway, I thought it would be a nice new tool for the role-playing arsenal. Anyway, so just as Valhalla cuts the ropes and frees one of his arms, he lifts his arm up and starts flexing his hands and fingers as though he's trying to get blood flowing back into his hands. That's when Elliot and Arwen come around the corner and see this. So he's only got one hand free. His legs, his other hand, and his torso are still tied to the chair.
Is he moving both of his hands?
No, just one hand.
But not in like a spellcasty way, right?
It looks like that to you, Elliot.
Oh. I'll look at the other guys, but I see them like untying him, right?
You see Valhalla kind of down on one knee. He just finished slicing the ropes to untie him, and Vince and Hatim are standing close by. So they're probably more arranged like this now. Vince is probably lounging on this sofa, actually.
Okay, I'm going to step back around and duck to the corner.
Okay. And Arwen?
I'm going to go look for that other stone.
All right. Arwen begins digging around the rubble and the discarded detritus that have come from a pirate attack and a wild dog pup who's been left loose to tear around the house while you guys were out adventuring one day, looking for a tiny stone about the size of a pea. Do you continue to untie this guy, Valhalla?
If I see the other guys come in, I'll hesitate for sure.
All right, Valhalla looks to you, Arwen, and looks to where Elliot was, but Elliot seems to have come in and then done a little fancy two-step back to hide just out of sight.
So letting them go, guys?
This shit's gone on way too long.
Hey, you magic users, he's not casting a spell or anything, is he? And I'll laugh.
Arwen, you best get out of here.
You want me to leave?
Well, my guess is that he's gonna send some dudes after you.
My guess is if I step outside, I'm gonna have arrows in me.
Yeah. Okay, well, and I'm shouting from the corridor. I'm so glad that we waited to discuss this all as a party, because the plan was to let this guy go. I'll peek around the corner. Is he still flexing and waving his hands?
No, now he's industriously going at the other arm to untie himself, since Valhalla has stopped.
I would hold his arm in place as I'm listening to this kind of mechanism.
Oh, Valhalla, what are you doing? Let me go. You were doing so well. You untied me, and now this, Valhalla.
One second, King. 1 second. Elliot?
Yeah, I'll come in the room. Okay, look.
Elliot. Excellent. Well met, Elliot.
Yeah, good to see you, Brillig. Look, we're gonna let you go.
Yeah, you are.
And I trust that there will be hard feelings here.
Of course.
Yeah. Now, since we're getting off on this foot, maybe there's something that we can do for you. Maybe there's something that we can help you with. Maybe there's something that you can help us with. Maybe there's something that we can do to ensure that this never happens again.
He says, this is not going to happen again. He says, what you can help me with is I just finish up there, Valhalla. He turns back to you almost as a forethought and gestures towards the rest of his bindings. And he says, you can start by locating that last stone that Arwen was looking for and returning to me my property and praying that all 88 stones are in that bag. Then after that, who knows? Maybe there's something else you can do for me.
Why? What's the deal with the stones?
He says, oh, that's very personal. That's my personal business you're prying into. He says, just see that it's done.
I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm not. I'm in the business of personal. So why don't you tell me what they're for, so that I have some incentive in order to help you out?
Oh, he looks from Elliot to Arwen and back to Elliot. He says, you two, birds of a feather. You don't know when to let things go.
Seems to me that you're the one that needs to wise up. You got taken down by one paladin? Come on, man.
Sucker punch.
Female paladin.
Yeah. Look, why don't you just tell me what the deal is with the stones, and I'll help you find them.
He says, irregardless of how I was taken down, and he looks down at Valhalla. Valhalla, have you gone back to untying him, or are you still waiting?
I'm kind of watching him talking to these two people. I wouldn't go back to secretly untying. I wouldn't be untying him without the kind of rest of the party paying attention to.
Right. Okay. In that case, he looks down at you and he says, Valhalla, what are you doing? You can do two things at once. Come on. Chop chop with the untying there.
Oh man, I don't like this guy.
All right, I'll untie him some more. I'll keep cutting.
That's my boy. Valhalla, you're the man. You're the man, Valhalla. Okay, the rest of yous. Find those stones. Get them in the bag. Get them in my hand. I'm going to walk out of here through the front door.
You're not getting those stones back.
Oh boy.
Sorry, go ahead.
Kingfisher, you are not getting those stones back.
Oh. He says, I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm extra very sorry to hear that. And I'm just going to say it now that the rest of your friends here are also going to be very, very sorry that that's your decision. Arwen the elf.
No. We'll find your stones. We'll get you stoned. Don't worry about that.
Maybe if you tell us what they're for and I deem that they're harmless, then we'll give them back to you.
I get on the floor and start looking for the stone.
He says, no, Valhalla, finish what you're doing. You got one more leg to go there, and then my torso here.
Oh, sorry. I thought he was already uncut.
No,
in
that period of time, you could have got the other arm and one leg free. He says, you're doing great, Valhalla. You're doing great. I appreciate your concern for my well-being. And, this is all going in the old ledger here. And he taps the side of his head. And he says, and the stones, they're mine. And I deem them worthy for my personal concerns. And that's none of your business.
Why haven't I found that other stone yet? Because I saw where it went.
It's the size of a pea. Come on.
Yeah, you're casting around and you're like, oh shit, maybe when I picked up this piece of garbage, it was stuck on a corner and I flicked it over to this side of the room. The room is an absolute mess, right? A wild wolf pup was in here. He's chewed all the books. He tore apart the cushions. The carpet is ripped up and bunched. Some of the chairs have been chewed up and smashed. The room is a disaster area. Plus, pirates are fighting in here too, so there's holes knocked in the walls. There's bits of the floorboards that are chunked up. If it happened to roll down through one of these cracks in the floorboards, oh, God help you. You never find it. And it's small, and it's getting darker in here by the minute.
I guess detect magic is a spell, right?
Yep.
Okay.
But you can use because you're trained in Arcana, you can use your Arcanic sense by drawing particular runes to sense if something is magical. So we have been using in the past, right? Valhalla has a special song that he sings to invoke magical aura, and Vince has the ability to use his Fey sense to detect whether something is magically aligned, right?
Okay. Then I'll say to Brayleg, just be like, Can I try? Will detecting magic help finding it?
You ask him that?
I'll ask him if it's magical in nature, so I can in order to find it better.
He shakes his head. He says, "No, the stones are not magical. They're valueless to you, but they mean everything to me."
I'll do an Arcana check just to see if I can sense anything magical other than like the stuff I know we have.
Okay. Damn. All right. You sense some low-level magic in this gigantic Persian rug that's over the entire floor. And you also detect some low-level magic coming from Kingfisher himself.
Okay.
But there is no magical radiation from a rogue stone the size of a pea somewhere in this room that you can detect.
Guys, I think these stones are really important, and if we give them back, I think it's going to be a big mistake.
No.
Why do you think that it's a mistake? Why did you take these stones? I don't understand. Are people not allowed to own property?
He got these stones from Marx, and just his reaction from when I first took them to look at them, I know that there's something about them he's not telling us.
Maybe you just really want
So,
it.
which one is Marx?
Marx,
Who's Marx?
Is this in character that he asks this, John?
Yeah, sure.
Well, would I know, or
You've been kind of busy, so
okay.
Hatim hasn't really been around for all of the planning and scheming and stuff that's been going on. So I guess you may have overheard the name Marx, but you're not sure who he is. He's someone important in the royal court here, but you're not sure which guy he is.
Okay, who's Marx?
I'll give I'll give Hatim a really quick like head shake.
Dude, he's trying to assassinate the king.
All right. By this time, Valhalla has got the legs undone, and both Valhalla and Kingfisher are uncoiling the rope that is tying his torso to the high back of this chair.
Yep. Okay. All right. So how do we get you the stone when we find it?
He says, "You come down to the Blue Heron warehouse. It's on the docks. You'll find it. It's easy. You bring me that stone before dawn tomorrow." And he gets the last of the coils of rope, and he stands up and he stretches and he shakes his legs a little bit, and he starts to walk towards here, as though he's about to go downstairs and go through the front door. Is Arwen and Elliot still standing right there?
Yeah, I'm gonna walk with him. I'll like turn and show him my hand like after you kind of thing.
You continue to walk with him as you walk towards the stairs, and he says, "I really hope you do find that stone and bring it to me." And he says, "And the other thing that you can do for me is bring me your elf friend and the Minotaur too. They're mine now. Yeah, they're mine." And he starts to go and he starts to descend these stairs. And he says, "You have till dawn. And I wouldn't run. I wouldn't run if I was you guys. No, not a good idea. Okay. See ya." And he proceeds to go down the stairs.
Everybody get away from the windows. Is there I guess there are no rooms in this house that are away from the windows.
This closet.
Yeah.
Okay. You can hear some talking going on in the street, as well as you hear the sound of someone's kind of sliding off of some shingles as the guy who was standing outside this window climbs back down the way he came up. Then eventually you hear a voice down the street say, "All right, boys, let's head back to the pub." And then you hear some cheering and the sounds of feet departing. If you go and poke your head out the window, you can see the mob dispersing, and you can see the king and his guards. Once the thugs have all gone, they all approach the front door of the manor house, and the king kind of looks up, and then looks back at his men and then looks up, and he's really pale, and you can see that he's got a really kind of scared, worried look on his face. And you can hear him say quietly to one of his men, I can't look. You go. And one of the guys runs into the house.
Yeah. I'll open the door. Oh, wait. He'll probably get there much before I can. So I'll just stay on the third floor. Okay, guys. So, yes, Hatim. Marx is the royal advisor guy. He's who we were talking about when we were in the throne room earlier. Talking about someone trying to assassinate the king.
Oh, yeah.
I did not want the Kingfisher guy to know that we knew that. But that's what's happened. He also now knows all of our names and our faces.
My name?
Oh, yeah, probably not, Vince. Anyways.
He doesn't know my name. Yeah.
Well, we're... It's all right. We made decisions, and now we're going to deal with them. So, yeah. Where to go from here, I don't know, but it sounds like we had a lot of Okay, so did anything happen with the Leviathan last session? Since I was with you? Who?
Everyone take another bump point for getting out of that without causing a fight yet.
Yeah, it's not gonna take long.
If we're gonna fight him, can we just set the pub on fire?
We could do a lot of things to fight these guys. But yes, we could absolutely burn the pub down.
What could go wrong?
So nothing happened with the Leviathan last session?
Do I even know what the Leviathan is?
Yeah, it's the ghost ship, the monster pirate ship. We saw it.
I don't think so. If they didn't play last week, I think the last session was me grabbing this guy and us playing the harp every 20 minutes to try to get him to tell us the truth, and I think that's as far as we got.
Ooh. Oh, so there was like a lengthy interrogation session with this guy.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, so, but we don't know if we like messed up any deals with this, or like we think he's just pissed off about you besmirching his honor or whatever.
His honor, she stole him right over the street.
Yeah.
Ever since as soon as I grabbed him after he woke up, he was all, "You don't know who I am. You're gonna regret this," like right from the start. So.
Right. Okay.
But I would say the same thing if someone robbed me blind and stole me from the street.
Yeah, I guess I'm really. I think we gotta, if we're gonna be more successful, we gotta figure out how to do stuff more as a party. So like you guys, kidnapping this guy. I mean, I get.
No, there's no guys involved. We had
well,
nothing to do with it. It was
slow
all
down.
someone.
I'm saying, sure, we grabbed him, we brought him in here, and that was a decision that we made, and setting him, starting to set him free while some of us were divided was another decision. But I think like we should more teamwork up in this piece. So where we go from here is if we want to avoid more problems with that guy, we got to find that stone. We got to reconvene with the king and figure out what we're going to do about this assassination attempt. I'm going to go outside and talk to him.
Hold up. There's no we. We did not steal this guy. We did not kidnap him, and we did not put this into this, whatever this is. We had nothing to do with it. And the three of us decided that it was a good decision to let him go because our skins were now on the line.
Down Valhalla, you wimp.
Well, hold on.
Well, Alan, those are becoming fighting words.
Look,
we got
look.
a friend
Every
up
word
there
you're
that
saying is sounding like fighting words to me.
If we're gonna divide ourselves like this again, then we're not going to be as effective as we could be.
All right, this is all I'm going to say about it. Evidence against Max. I saw him make a shady deal with this guy. I was alone and there was nobody else there. I thought we could get some information from him, so I grabbed him.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Elliot,
But-
what is going through your mind? You can
but-
understand that. When
I
are you
can-
the type of person to steal people from the street?
I'm not, but I can understand and empathize with that. Like I can feel that. You know, I get that impulse to do something spur of the moment, but this was a really big dramatic move, and I think it was a mistake, as was letting him go before we could talk to him. But I mean, I wasn't here for any of the interrogation, so it's really hard to talk. Anyways, I'm gonna go out and talk to the king, make sure we're still all cool. Then I guess we'll find that stone and deal with the fact that he wants to kill Arwen and Jack. Yeah, so I'll be right back.
I'm gonna go
talk to the
on-
king. I'm gonna be away from keyboard for like 2 minutes.
I'm gonna go talk to my friend who was put on his deathbed because of some decisions that were made.
You're welcome for that heal too, Valhalla. I hope Sublime enjoyed it.
What was that? I Graham didn't hear what you said.
I said you're welcome for that heal as well.
What was that? Arwen?
I healed Sublime after he was hit with the arrows, otherwise he might not be alive.
But why did he get hit with the arrows?
The arrows came out of nowhere. We didn't know anybody was coming.
Came out of nowhere. What do you mean it came out of nowhere?
You were there.
We know
You
exactly.
walked in the door and he had arrows in them.
We know exactly where it came from. Don't you play stupid with me.
Oh, go sing another rock concert. Cool down.
My friend is dying because of your actions.
He's not dying. He's healed.
I dare you to go up and look at him, and you tell me that he is healed. He is not a healed man. Sublime is a lover, not a fighter. He is not the kind to take the kind of abuse that the rest of us can go through.
Well, maybe he shouldn't be traveling with you then, if that's the case.
Maybe you shouldn't be traveling with us. Sublime has been here much longer than you have. Not to mention, and then I struggle to think of Dave's characters.
Herpes or Dante?
Herpes. Not to mention
Herpes.
herpes.
I was just gonna say that this reminds me of a certain scenario that happened in the past.
I didn't want to pick at that scab.
It's open now.
Feel free to voice your concerns with the rest of the party and discuss it at your leisure.
My concerns are that your actions are getting us in danger.
Yeah, we'll see about that. If your action to let Kingfisher go, we'll see what kind of trouble that brings us.
I let
We're
him
gonna-
go because he shouldn't have been caught in the first place.
I'm a paladin. I can question anybody I right.
What gives you that right? You think you just have the right to pull anyone in the street? You're a paladin, not a god.
Yes, I am a paladin, similar to a law enforcement person, and yes, I can just pull anyone off the street.
And
Okay,
torture
that's
them?
going way too far. There's no one who is able to just pull anyone off the street. Only Allah can really do that, and
Any
he very rarely
suspicious
makes his
party
presence known.
conducting shady deals off the street, not just some random person.
And pull them in and tie them up and torture them? I think not.
All I did was punch him. There was no torture involved.
Punching hurts people. Did you know that?
All I did was punch. There was no torture involved. I like
He's
that.
a mafia boss. He's used to it.
I can't believe what I'm hearing.
I mean, oh, sorry, I'm not there.
Not to mention, if you would have stayed with us in the first place, talking with the king, none of this would have happened, and we would have been thousands of dollars richer.
Yeah, well, if you had a huge problem with it, maybe you should have been more vocal earlier. Why were you helping the entire time?
I was vocal. I said that this was a bad idea, and I wanted nothing to do with it. And the reason why I was trying to play my song to get the information out of him was to get him out of there, to find out what he knows, and get him out of our hair so we didn't have to deal with him.
So you do think it's important that we find out what he knows, but we didn't find out what he knows because you let him go.
I didn't really care what he knew. I more so wanted him to let us live and get out of there unscathed.
There was no other option, Arwen. There was, like, the options were to kill him, and that's not good. Or we could, like, bring him with us, which was also not good. So the only option was to let him go.
I agree, and we were going to do. We could have asked him a few more questions, and just agreeing to give him back those phones. That wasn't wise.
Look, I mean, we don't have any authority here, right? This is like vigilante justice. Right? Like just grabbing a mafia boss, like just because he is involved in organized crime doesn't mean that he is objectively a bad person who needs to face like some kind of like vigilante justice, right? Like we had nothing on him. We didn't have any way of we didn't have any means to hold him, right? Like they said, I mean, we either kill him or fight off all of his goons or impose some kind of power that we don't really have. And I mean, like I've said before, paladins, this is what they do, but like believing that you are the law everywhere might get us into some trouble like it has right now.
Elliot, there's no reasoning with her. Do you understand the actions that have happened?
Yeah, no, I look, I get what's going on. And it's getting dark. We got to find this stone, otherwise we're going to have to deal with way more.
Okay, just a quick stop so I can get Jack and Murgatroyd into this. And everyone we're all friends, right?
Yeah, no,
this is all in character.
Yeah,
nobody is really mad at each other.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I always forget which god you have, Crystal. I always think it's Diana for some reason, but it's Athena.
Isn't Diana Athena's Roman god name? Oh, no, it's Minerva. Never mind, sorry.
Yeah, get it together, Jake. Come on.
What, out of character, am I allowed, is Arwen Carrot good?
That's not
She's
really
a paladin, so she should be lawful good.
I'm kind of fast and loose with exact labels on the things.
Oh, yeah.
So Arwen is good. Arwen is Serpico good.
Yeah, Judge Dredd. Rorschach from Watchmen.
Excellent.
I make
Judge Dredd was more lawful neutral.
Whatever.
She's just good, but she goes by her own set of values.
Which is beauty. It's total 100% paladin behavior.
Yeah.
If
And yeah,
Crystal
a paladin-
steps outside the way that I believe a paladin of Athena should behave, I will subtly let her know. But so
And-
far, she's bang on the money.
Well, yeah, like paladins do believe that they have ultimate authority in matters like this.
Especially paladins whose gods believe in justice and all the stuff that Crystal and I discussed Athena stands for.
But, like, it's definitely going to get argued with by the neutral party members and the neutral good party members.
Yeah, so perfect. So, Jack and Murgatroyd, you guys have kind of, after Sublime was shot with the arrows and Arwen healed him, you, the two of you being the stronger members of the party in the room, helped carry Sublime downstairs where Valhalla fretted over him for a couple minutes until you saw Elliot and Hatim show up, at which point Valhalla scooted out to go upstairs with them, and Jack and Murgatroyd stayed down here just to take care of Sublime. So, Jack, just make a heal check for me. Killer. You have successfully, rubbed some of your healing herbs into the wounds on the back. They were 99% closed up because of the lay on hands, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to get Sublime above his bloodied value. It was close. But anyway, you've got him up there anyway. You got him past his bloodied value, and he's now resting comfortably. You successfully bandage him. But by the time that you guys get him comfortable and bandaged, you can hear raised voices shouting from upstairs. And you run up the stairs to the third floor just in time to join in this heated argument. There's a slight lull in the conversation as you guys arrive, as Arwen and Valhalla have kind of stopped to catch their breath. Elliot, you can see, is just given the final few instructions to a guardsman who tips his hat at the two of you and then proceeds to go back down the stairs. Oh, Jack and Murgatroyd, you also notice that the hostage Kingfisher that you had tied to the chair is now gone. Also, the room is almost completely pitch black now that the sun has gone down. Nobody's bothered to light a lantern. So those of you with night vision can see, but the rest of you, it's really dark in here.
And there have been no more archers?
Nope.
So one guy
there
got
were
shot
more
and everything
archers.
died down.
They shot in here a few times, but they're gone now.
You guys stepped on each other.
There were archers, now there are not.
A little anticlimactic. Climatic.
It was pretty tense.
It's still pretty tense.
Yeah. It was pretty tense and danger. Now it's just really tense with social dynamic.
Were you here the other week when we were interrogating said prisoner?
No.
Hostage?
Elliot wasn't. Valhalla was.
Murgatroyd, and I kind of cough and look at the Minotaur. Minotaur. How is he? How's Sublime?
In pieces.
He'll be fine.
Really?
He did not lose much blood. I'm sure he has had worse at concerts.
I don't know, man. I've never seen him like that. John's always been a lover. Not afraid of. That's why he's never got our back.
Thank you.
How did Sublime get in the line of fire?
Sublime was watching guard, or he wasn't with us necessarily. He was outside watching guard or going after the king, one of the two.
I see.
Well, yeah, he just walked in the door with arrows in him.
Oh. Okay. All right. Hey, we're all here. This is good. This is where we can act. This is where we can be a super team. So, the situation right now is there is a small precious stone somewhere in the house that this mafia guy really desperately wants for some reason. If he has threatened that if he doesn't get it, he's gonna kill us, and he's threatened that if he does get it, he's gonna kill Arwen and Jack.
I'm pretty sure he said even if he gets it, he's gonna kill Arwen and Jack.
That's what I said.
Oh, my bad.
No worries. So I think, Murgatroyd, did you get a chance to see these rocks? Do you know what they are?
I'm assuming these are like the very dark purple gems from last week.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea what they are. But anything cut in that way is usually worth tons of money just for the cut.
Right. But like, so your dwarf senses were tingling, but not red alert status.
Yeah, that is a precious gem that I do not know what the fuck it is.
Arwen
And we
still
didn't-
And
has the bag.
I tried to crush one. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, he didn't take the bag. Arwen still has the bag.
Hey, Tim, can you do a history check on it?
Not in the dark, he can't.
Don't you find it weird that Murgatroyd has no knowledge of what these gems are?
Well, I mean, he's not gonna know what every single rock is on the earth, but like, I certainly, yeah, if he doesn't recognize it, then it's certainly cause for pause.
He's known every gemstone so far.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, it's been almost impossible to stump Murgatroyd on a gemstone. They're his bag.
Oh, I thought I remembered a couple of times where you would say, well, you've never seen these ones before, but you kind of recognize it. It's all right if I'm remembering wrong.
No, it's Murgatroyd's speciality.
Okay. Well, then yes, I do find it cause for pause. Let's light up a lantern. Are they all smashed, or is there one still usable?
Nope, there is a hurricane lantern with cracked glass, but you can still light it.
Let's light it.
All right. The flickering orange flame casts tall shadows around the room until you very gingerly put the cracked glass cover around it. The flame dies down and becomes a solid, much cleaner burning light. And you shorten the wick down so it's not so guttural and producing smoke. And you have enough light to see by. You can also cast about and collect some other candles and maybe even light the fire in the big fireplace here with bits of broken chair and other cast-off what's names.
Okay. So, Tim, would you history look at it, and Murgatroyd maybe? So these are rocks that you don't know what they are. So Murgatroyd doesn't know what these rocks are.
No, they passed the hammer check though.
Right. Wait, what? Like you hit one?
Yeah.
Did it shatter?
No,
Wow. So they're like really strong.
I didn't hit very hard.
Still though.
And
Okay, well,
Kingfisher got really upset when Murgatroyd hit the stone with his hammer.
interesting.
I'll touch one to my broom.
Nothing happens when you touch it to your broom.
I'll arcana it.
All right, make an Arcana check, please.
Wait, do we have it? Did we find it already?
No, we just have the bag.
You have the other 87.
I can't believe he left us with the other 87.
Yeah, there must be something about having the whole set.
No, Vince. They do not have any magical properties.
So let's just find another rock.
That's not a bad idea.
Can
Could the magical properties be stealthed?
They
I don't
might
know.
be. Yeah, make another magic detection roll to detect magic that's concealing magic.
Dang.
No, you change the way that you perceive a magical item to looking at background magical radiation using your phase sense. But no, there is no magic in these stones. There is, however, still a low-level magic radiating from the carpet that you're standing on.
Can I tell what it does? The carpet?
If you make another Arcana check. All right, Vince kind of stops paying attention to the stone in his hand and kneels down in her hand and kneels down and starts examining the carpet, checking out the weave and some of the bends and twists, and it just generally stopped caring about the stone and is investigating the rug now.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
get
fine.
down and investigate it with him.
The rug smells like dog pee or wolf pee, and probably pirate pee too. But anyway, with a roll of 25, you eventually key into the fact that this rug has a self-cleaning property like Elliot's clothes.
Nice.
Is Dante's uncle still around?
Oh no, he gone.
Can I like cut up the rug and make a jacket?
You're pretty sure that if you cut up this rug, it'll dispel the magic properties.
Aw.
Question.
Yes.
If I pick up a couple of the stones, do the carvings make them fit together?
Yes. The stones are so precisely carved that you can line them up to make a like crystalline formation in your hand.
Interesting.
Yes, the carpet is self-cleaning, and you have deduced the key word to clean the carpets. Because no one has said the keyword to activate the self-cleaning factor in the carpet.
Oh,
Would you like to say it, Vince?
yes.
Okay, Vince says something in the arcanic tongue. Shwiatakiaka. And magically the carpet just kind of straightens itself out, and all the bends and crinkles go frick, and the stains vanish, and it produces a lovely, fresh, like summer breeze smell.
It didn't make the small stone pop out of it, did it?
I like that. I'm upset that I didn't think of it. Yes, the stone was hidden in one of the creases or folds of this carpet, and when it self-magically cleaned and strained itself, the stone popped out, and you can hear it clatter against the marble flagstones that make up the fireplace.
I'll go at it. I'll jump for it.
That was some straight Monkey Island puzzle solving right there.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Good one, Jake. Excellent. So you now have the last stone. And at the same time that kind of happens, Tim, who's been studying these stones in the palm of his hand and doing that thing where his eyes flit back and forth, like the character at the end of that movie Identity, he stops and begins to straighten, and he says, or at least, anyway, you decide what you say, Hatim, but your great-grandfather, the world explorer, at one point in time had seen these stones, or at least he'd seen maybe 3 of them in total together. And they were used a long, long time ago when Faustian deals with the devil were being made, when tieflings were first the humans were making deals with the devil to create what's going on. When the Faustian deals with the devil were being made that eventually led to the tieflings being created. So deals with the Shadow Realm and the creatures who live in the deep were going back and forth. They would trade in these gemstones, these extraordinarily rare gemstones that can only be found in places where sunlight especially, never goes.
Interesting. So they are tied intrinsically to the Shadow Realm?
To the Shadow Realm, and Hatim's great-great-grandfather, great-great-great-great-grandfather, it would be many, many lifetimes ago, as well as in deals with the devils and deals with demons at the time. These stones were used in deals with the Dark Ones, or those who live beneath.
Are they money, or are they like dark money? What do you mean in deals?
Yes, they are like dark money.
Are they intrinsically evil?
No, but more often than not, the favors purchased with these particular commodities were dirty deeds, but not done cheap, because these stones are quite dear.
You get AC/DC for the cheap ones.
So these stones, this is more than a king's ransom. This is like a devil's ransom. If he's only seen 3, this is 88. This is like a ton of favors from the devil.
This is a specific and particular favor from the devil, something that is going to be very difficult to either perform or acquire or something. This is a very, very specific purchase, or it could be 88 small purchases.
Right. Or maybe he's like, shipping 15 out to some other crime boss, or it's a lot. It's a lot of devil money, essentially.
Do we know the total amount of these gems in existence?
No clue.
There's probably a lot. Like, there's a lot of places in the world that the sun doesn't shine.
Can we secretly invalidate them? Is that possible?
I'm not sure what you mean. Like, make them worthless?
Yeah.
Well, Murgatroyd hit it with his hammer, and it didn't do anything.
Yeah, you're not sure. It's going to take, maybe Murgatroyd would have to bash it on a magically enhanced anvil, right? Because all he was doing when he was hitting this on the table was driving the stone deeper into the table. So you'd have to use a magic hammer and a magic anvil to try and crush these stones. But you could crush these stones. And then you just end up with, like, dust, right? And diamond dust is still useful to certain parties. So that's one of the beauty things about gemstones, is that it's hard to make them completely worthless, right? By destroying the very intricate and fancy cut on these stones, you'll be making them less valuable. But I guess in this case, that would be akin to if you had a gold coin from like an Anurian eagle gold coin, and it has the king's head stamped on the back. If you just took a sharp tool and scraped the face off the king's head, it would still be a gold coin. It might not be usable as legal tender in Anwire anymore, but it would still be a gold coin. So wrecking the facings or cracking these gemstones in some way would be akin to just destroying money, defacing money.
And that's what I mean. Like if I like out of character, if I cut up a $5 bill, no one's going to give me $5 for it, right?
But
so that's what I mean.
But paper and cotton aren't precious minerals.
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering. Like if the value of this stone is intrinsic of itself, or if it's only valuable because devils say it is.
Gotcha.
A little bit of both. The stone itself is quite rare, so it's valuable in the rareness of the stone, if you could find a dealer who was interested in purchasing it. But you're quite right. The value that has been assigned to these stones is such because of the intricate nature of their cut.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Guys, I have an idea. If these stones are used for making deals with the devil, and there's a Leviathan filled with zombies and all that nonsense, that's probably where the money was going. So if we find a way to give it back to Kingfisher and then find a way to follow him to the Leviathan, we would at least be able to get to the ship.
Like, get to it physically?
Well, that's what we've been trying to do, isn't it? Get to the ship?
Well, I mean,
like, we have this that I'm not sure if that's going to work or not.
It's getting past all their defenses, right?
Right. So if we somehow got onto the ship that was carrying this precious cargo to deliver it to the Leviathan, there's a good chance that we could just sail right up to it.
It's possible, but I mean, they've done all of their dealings with representatives. I mean,
no, what I mean is,
no, I see what you're saying. But we don't. It's a bit of a stretch that like to assume that that's where this is going. I get you that it's entirely possible, but I mean, it's also possible that this mafia boss just wanted these devil money for himself. I don't know. In any case, I guess first order of business is we discuss what we do with these things, and second order of business is we discuss our overall goals in this city.
Okay.
I agree with Vince that I would like to use them, but something tells me that idea will be met with much opposition.
So you said that they interconnect with each other. Can we put them all together to form a bigger thing?
I think it just meant like they fit together like polyhedrons do, right? Like they don't like click together. They're just they're cut so well that they can be arranged like that.
So they're all cut from the same piece probably, but they don't come together to form anything.
No,
Right.
they don't stay together. It'd be like having a fistful of D20s, right? You could stack them together so they make an interesting shape. And if you had glue, you could glue them all together, but they don't stay together naturally. They're not magnetic or anything.
Okay.
Okay, so we're supposed to deliver this bag to that warehouse by dawn. He also said that he wanted Jack and Arwen there, and you guys are likely to get tortured and or myrtleized. That's not gonna happen.
Okay, well, what was our original goal here? What do we really want to accomplish?
Other
than save your brother.
Well, to stop the assassination plot. And we have discerned that the assassination plot originated from Marx and was going to be carried out by the Leviathan crew. So to me, since we sort of tipped the scales of the subtle, Batman investigation thing, I think we may have to go X-Men and take the Leviathan down like a team squad. And that's where that I believe we talked about this plan of the flying horses.
Oh, I forgot about the flying horses.
Jack
I'm
has
waiting
been
for
missing
it.
the plan of the
Head
flying
on assault.
horses.
Now, there are a lot of things at play. It seems like Marx has his hand in a lot of things. For him to be... So wait, Arwen, Marx gave the stones to this guy in exchange for a ton of money?
He
To
gave
Kingfisher?
I was outside of the restaurant. I didn't hear what was happening, but Marx gave the stones to the guy, and he didn't get anything in return.
That's not correct.
Damn it.
You saw him get a leather envelope in return.
He got an envelope in return.
I'll describe the envelope that I yanked off of him in the restaurant. Did it look like that one?
Samesies.
Okay, so he is getting a shit ton of money from all over the place, and assuring deals with different places. So he has this ally who's the mafia boss. He's got a ton of money from him. He has this ally, what's his name? The old guy that he married Lafayette to. I wrote it down. Somebody. I didn't write it down. Good thing I'm an idiot.
Sorry, I was typing.
Reinhold Schlater.
That sounds right. Yep, there it is.
Okay.
Reinhold Schlater, merchant.
Okay, so Reinhold Schlater, he bought the Lady Lafayette as a wife from Marx. So Marx has now a shitload of money, and he's got a deal with the Leviathan to kill the king. And it's a ton of money, though. And he's brought in more than he's promised the Leviathan crew. So I think
He has more conspirators?
Yeah, he's probably got more conspirators. He's probably got pay off a ton of people to like keep them quiet and to kind of buy support.
Probably buy support. In order to gain power, you must ensure that the others that support the current power go to you.
Yeah. So we've gotta. I keep going back to the Leviathan. Look, the Leviathan has this chokehold on the city, and so many of the the entire harbor all the way around to the Kraken, right? If I'm remembering correctly, John.
Yep.
So if we can, sorry, go ahead.
So just to clarify, you think if we take down the Leviathan, then the rest of the ships and pirates and stuff, they're just going to disperse?
I think that they'll all kind of fall, right? Like, I don't think it's going to be we take down the Leviathan and then all of its schooners and everything run away, unless we do a successful, like, intimidate after we cut off the head.
Like, all the surrounding ships, are they, like, members of the Leviathan? Are they, like, zombies and stuff like that? Or are they just, like, pirates gathered from around the world?
They're definitely probably a combination. When we saw the crew unloading, we saw monsters and orcs, I think. John, do I remember correctly?
Correct. So
monsters and orcs, there's probably some undead. There's rumors that there are all kinds of stuff. I don't doubt that. I think it's going to be sort of like the other times that we've gone up against a massive kind of army. We have to kill enough of them or, make an impressive show to get them to disperse.
The last orcs, Jack didn't kill at all.
I know. And look how well that turned out.
We got a card.
That was handy.
Yeah, we got a card.
What time is it?
In-game?
Yeah.
It is, I guess, it's about an hour after sundown, so it's in the summertime. I'm going to say, let's check out my new clock that I just picked up here. We'll say it's 10:30.
What time do we have to deliver these boxes?
Dawn, so like 6 a.m. So we've got 8 hours.
Why don't we get a move on this, fellas?
These stones?
Well, why hold on to them longer than we need to?
Yeah, I'd like to have a plan. I mean, we've done so many things just really spontaneously, without kind of like a this makes this a consequence strategy. And since we are in a place where we've got a little bit of time, I'd like to make a plan. So if we take these stones to this guy, we drop him off and he's going to expect, we're probably not going to be able to leave there without either fighting a lot of people or leaving Arwen and Jack there. So, and what I want, okay, we have what they want, which is these stones and Arwen and Jack, and they have some information that we want. Right, but I'm assessing our assets and our objectives, right? So I mean, we have these things that they want. They have some things that we want. So I'm wondering if we go with these stones, I don't know, maybe some money or something, convince them to give us some information or even like help us take the Leviathan down. Like, I'm sure that unless they're working with the Leviathan, then they're probably in direct competition for like the squeeze on local businesses.
If these stones are as precious as we're saying, can't we buy some people off to help us take down the Leviathan?
By some people, like by some of Brillig's thugs?
Or even just pay them off to not interfere with us?
Yeah. It's
Can we attack?
No, I'm through attacking.
so
Of
you're
course you are, hon.
so you're not on board with the strike on the Leviathan that we were talking about.
Well,
Pun intended.
Good one.
well, no, the Leviathan is one thing, but attacking these mobsters is something else.
I don't think we're gonna have a choice if Arwen and Jack don't want to stay there. It's possible, but
I'm certainly not going to stay somewhere to be murdered.
I didn't think that you would want to do that either.
You just
I'm
leave
all
the-
down with a distraction if you want a distraction.
Everyone stepped over everyone.
Nah, just me and Valhalla.
Oh, sorry, go.
I said I don't mind participating in some kind of distraction if you want to pretend to be handing us over, but I'd prefer not to be actually handed over.
We might, depending on who meets us there, like if Brillig meets us there, then we might be able to, kind of forcibly get information out of him there, since we didn't get it in this situation.
He seems to have the type of ego that if we set up a meet, I would find it hard for him not to show up in person.
Could be. He's probably at that warehouse now.
But let's try to make an actual end game plan for the whole takedown Leviathan. Are we all agreed to use the scroll and see where the dice fall?
Not dice, right? Like it'll be all taking 20s and doing buffs on Vince to try and boost us up to a 40.
Yeah, by dice I mean because we get different levels of what the horses can do. But
I get you. I think that if we're gonna spring that, I'd very much like to do it on a game session where I don't have to take off in 40 minutes.
Oh, I don't want to do it now. I just want to come up with a plan now.
Yeah, that. I still really like that idea, because it kind of seems like we're not going to be able to diplomatize our way out of the Leviathan. It's possible we might be able to go and talk to them and see what they want, but we've certainly. Sorry, go ahead.
From our session with Kingfisher, it doesn't seem like there's any way we can come to an agreement. It's just his way or nothing, so...
Yeah, because you pulled him off the street to have him therapy.
Well, I mean, the Serpico tactics are the Paladins' MO. It's how it goes. So
that's how it goes.
Okay.
People in the streets, tying them up, pulling mobsters, pulling kingpins out of the streets, tying them up, wailing on them, and refusing to let them go is the way of the paladin.
Valhalla, go listen to your concert CD from the other night. It'll relax you a bit.
No, I'm with Valhalla on this one. I think it's pretty ridiculous. I'm like the most religious guy here, and I don't think I would do that. Paladins.
Unfortunately, you weren't there.
The whole this is what paladins do, but paladins don't get a free ride because they do that stuff.
I agree. I never meant to. Go ahead,
especially when you're putting our friends in danger.
Yeah, I never intended to say that that vigilante justice was the way that we're gonna ride.
It's not vigilante justice if I have the right to arrest people and I see somebody doing something illegal as a paladin, I can arrest them and I can question them, and it's not vigilante, it's just justice.
That's subjective though.
But it's justice from your god, not justice of the land. That's where we differ.
I was trying to stop the assassination of your brother.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing is what did you see illegal going down? You saw like a shady deal, sure. But I mean,
And how come the fists were involved? It wasn't
Because
just...
they get shit done.
Or are they a Hatim? That'd be a good one to find out. Hatim. Does your god
Jack
Hala?
was there. Jack is also super religious, and he was helping, so...
I was helping to interrogate.
Out of game, though, Jack was provoked before he did anything. Is that correct? Or did Jack do the shit before?
No, Jack started trying to interrogate before provocation? Or provocation wasn't much before
There was a
interrogation
bit.
happened?
There was a bit, but it was after you broke his fingers that he really went true romance on you.
Yes.
Well then, wow, okay.
Jack kept his word. He did not kill him.
In any case, let's head over to that warehouse with these stones. And if we're met by Kingfisher himself, and we're not super outnumbered, let's try and persuade him to tell us what we want to know, which is, if this assassination is going down and if it's the Leviathan crew. We're gonna try and persuade him to help us because maybe he's got beef with the Leviathan, maybe he's got beef with Marks, maybe there's gonna be something that we can use to get what we want from him. If worse comes to worse, then we will fight our way out of there, maybe grab him and cut him and get him to talk. But if we get in there and we're super outnumbered and it doesn't look good, then we're just gonna fight our way out and just run and then keep our plan on Leviathan and keep an eye on Marks. Are we cool on that, or different ideas?
I don't know. I don't know if I can...
Guys, just to throw this out there, I see the deal go down with him and Marks, and they were super friendly. I don't think there's any kind of bad blood between them.
Valhalla scoffs as he's interrupted.
Sorry, Valhalla. Continue.
No. Just go ahead. Say what you gotta say. Just do whatever actions that come to mind, or one that seems to be what you're good at.
Thanks, buddy.
The laws of God are above the laws of conversation.
Anyway, I just don't want you using the angle of him having any kind of beef, because I don't think they do. I think they're friends.
Right, but you'd agree that criminals often will save face. Maybe they've got a lot more going on than is at face value, especially when they're exchanging items of great wealth.
No, I do agree. That's just how I feel about it.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Wow.
The rogue asking the paladin about what criminals do.
Thanks for bringing attention to my subtle social kind of manipulation, John.
When you don't know nothing for sure.
My lawyery litigation.
Rough, calm down.
Oh, God. All right. We got to figure out a way for us to talk to each other without it devolving into arguments. This is a problem of alignment, just like in the Saddlewood. And I think if we're gonna keep working together, we've got to establish some kind of ground rules.
Well, that's fine. But I thought we were gonna let all this shit go and we were just gonna work on a plan. But every second, Valhalla is throwing digs at me for something that I already did that we agreed it happened over. Let's move on.
No, but see, you can't use that excuse every time. That's the problem me and Valhalla have, I think. At least that's the problem I have. because you can't do something and say, "Oh, that happened. We're still a team. Let's get through it." No,
And
I
now
feel
I
like
feel
we need to.
you're
We should
bringing up
make
something that happened before this.
group rules, follow those rules, and then in your spare time you can be a Dark Avenger. But while we're a group, we should have group rules. This is
I don't
coming from
disagree
the
with
team.
that, but we don't have group rules, so I didn't break any rules because there aren't any.
I put my
But at least for the future.
I didn't hurt anybody on the team. I was on my own taking down a criminal. I really don't see what the problem is.
But you sort of did hurt us, didn't you? Because now we're in trouble.
So I'm just supposed to know that he is a huge crime boss.
Yes, you can set aside your personal subjective views of an NPC and just and carry on and have a long-term plan.
You mean the long-term plan of saving your brother's life?
For the greater good, sometimes small evils must flourish.
I thought our main objective was to stop the assassination, which is what I thought I was doing, catching him handing off something to someone else. Sorry for trying to help.
Go ahead, Valhalla.
I just said it. You have no proof. Your actions were unwarranted, as Hatim said. It doesn't matter if the group had rules or no. That was the rules of common sense and common decency that you went against. The rule of man is what you have crossed, Arwen.
Common decency is to stop bullies and not let them beat up townspeople and not let them make everybody afraid. So I'm sorry, but Valhalla, you're on the wrong side.
But was he beating up townspeople?
Arwen, you have no proof of any of this. The only merciless beatings that I've seen have been what you have done against him.
I think we have proof of his men almost killing Sublime without even asking for a peaceful release. I think that's pretty good frickin' proof that he's a bad guy.
Well, I mean, you were holding him against his will.
We weren't murdering him, we weren't shooting arrows through him, and we definitely weren't shooting arrows through bystanders.
No, but you were holding him against his will.
Accurate.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, it happened. Yeah. Let's go to this warehouse. Let's do this deal. Does Arwen, do you and Jack want to come with us or stay?
Jack will go and meet his fate face on as Raven Queen would wish.
Actually, Jack, it just as he asked that question, you finish your praying in the corner, and the message comes back to you. No, it is not your time.
Amendment.
Jack,
what I said before did not actually come out of my mouth.
The Raven Queen says to you, "You still have much work to do, my son."
Does the Raven Queen speak in moos, or is it she Tor?
It's more cause.
Yeah, no, I'd like to say out loud and like on the record that role playing is all good. This is just like, it's just the difficulty of a party that has rogues and paladins, right? Like conflicting alignments is really hard, and conflicting kind of objectives and moralities is really is difficult to make plans and get through. But I think that's what makes teams like the X-Men so awesome.
It's true,
right? Like I would equate
X-Men.
Arwen to Wolverine.
He's my favorite X-Men. I accept.
I was
right?
gonna
Like
say
you're gonna
Cyclops.
Sorry, Cyclops? No.
Man, I hate Cyclops.
See, no, Cyclops doesn't go off and do stuff that's maybe contrary to what the rest of the X-Men would do. But Wolverine would totally see something wrong, see something that Wolverine doesn't agree with, and shut that mess down. Wolverine would see Sabretooth talking to Senator Kelly and, stomp somebody.
I think it's kind of a out of character. I think it's kind of a null point anyways, because we wouldn't be in this situation if the game master didn't put us in this situation. So I think if Crystal made a more evil alignment character, or more neutral character, it would be Johnny would just leverage something someone has in order to put us in the exact same situation.
Well, yeah. I mean, like...
On that note, Johnny, when I go to Halifax in December, no turkey for you.
Dun, dun,
Fair
dun.
enough. I'm just trying to make it an engaging story, y'all.
Well, get out of here.
Man, it is engaging. I like it.
Put us in a dungeon where there are things that have hit points so we can hit them.
10 by 10 room, 1 orc, 1 treasure chest.
10 by 10 room, 100 orcs.
I don't know. We're in a room right now, and there's half the party has hit points that look a little bit too high for their britches.
Right,
like
but what
Avengers, everyone takes sides.
So what I'm saying is, with the X, and it's good that somebody brought up Cyclops, because with the X-Men, they've got like a team leader, and maybe that's something that we should consider.
I vote me.
You want to be leader, don't you?
Are you?
I never said that.
Leader?
Sorry, what? What, Mitch?
I said, are you appointing yourself team leader?
I never said that.
Okay.
But
It was implied, I think.
Sure.
I vote Elliot.
I vote Elliot.
Sublime leans in and says, I vote Valhalla.
No, wait. Yeah, I vote Mark Troy.
I think whoever we choose is fine, just as long as we're all on the same page with it.
So are we saying that team leader has ultimate say and they can just nix any idea?
I think team leader should be
Just
able
be
to
an honorary position.
Yeah, I think team leader should, if that's we get into these arguments about what our long-term plans are and how we should act as a party and how to work all this out.
After the whole herpes thing happened, Arwen was pretty clear. As long as nobody's murdering people, I'm probably good with whatever.
Right, but we're not cool with what you're doing all the time, right? If you were the ultimate authority, which you believe you are, then that's fine, but you're not to us, right? You grabbed this guy and you interrogated him and created more problems for us.
I know. And outside of game, I really wish you had been here for that game because I did not want to take charge of the situation at all.
Yeah, I wish I was there too, but it's fun. So
you also missed some choice insults to Jack.
Oh boy! Wait, from who?
From the prisoner.
Oh, did Valhalla get anything new to use?
Probably.
Oh, I was laughing it up. It was hilarious.
Okay,
it's all on the recording.
So
it's going to be part of his next album that he releases on Wax Cylinder.
So yeah, what I'm saying is if we're all going to travel together and we're going to get into these problems, then I think we need somebody who we allow to veto situations and veto decisions.
But we're not always all here at the same time, and that's the problem. It's when somebody's not here and then somebody in the group makes a decision that they might not have made if everybody was here.
Right, but then y'all all got back to this house and Valhalla and Jack and Hatim untied this dude. Or sorry, Valhalla and Vince and Hatim untied this dude. Before you and I, Arwen and I got back to talk about it.
Wait, we gotta first make a decision if this is in character or not, because Graham and Valhalla's point of views are very different.
I know.
I'm out of character.
I'm in character.
But
Oh.
we just a bunch of things out of character.
I know, but sorry, this is 100% Elliot. I have been Elliot for the past little while. It's difficult. I'm not very good at doing characters other than this, and I'll apologize for that.
That's cool. And out of character, I gotta get going real soon. So if this is something that we're gonna decide now, it might have to be soon, or it might have to be something over email.
Okay, yeah. Well, we
could
can
throw out there that even if we do have a leader, I don't see how it would stop situations like the one we're in now, because that game we played, we only had a few people, and there was no.
We were way
there,
over
so-
our heads.
Yeah. Okay. Well, in any case, we can talk about that on the group chat. Okay. So let's go to this warehouse in the last little bit that we've got. Okay.
Okay.
Jack should not go. Jack should run an errand where Jack will not be kidnapped.
Okay.
I would like to stay.
You're breaking up a little. You're gonna stay here.
I would like to stay with Jack because I also don't want to get murdered, but I would like to be somewhere where we could help you if you guys are in trouble.
To me, Elliot's priority is still 100% keep the king safe. So if you two wanted to go to the palace and keep watch out there, I think that's ideal. If you want to follow us at a distance and hide out in case shit goes sideways, that's cool.
I have a really strong feeling that as soon as you hand over those gems that they're just gonna start murdering you guys.
Maybe.
It's my only concern.
But I mean, it all depends how we spin it, right? Like as long as we're competent enough diplomatizers, we could convince him that it was something that you two did, and we're not necessarily with you.
Yeah, that's possible, but they first ask questions later, people, so I just don't want you guys to go in there thinking that you're going to be able to smooth it all over.
Okay. Well,
I mean, maybe you can. I don't know, but I just want you to be prepared if you can't.
I don't think there's any chance of us smoothing the whole thing over. I think you two are definitely going to get attacked at the very least, no matter what you do, if you don't come with us.
But yeah, and why are we doing your dirty work?
You're as in Arwen and Jack?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we're a group and we make group decisions, and you were there during most of the interrogation, so you're kind of in this too, buddy.
He immediately did not touch the man. He only played music. By the way,
I agree.
good
He
play.
played music that frenzied the man several times, probably making him more angry.
Oh, man.
Arwen, you want to pick that fight?
Oh, God.
I really didn't, but
Please do no. We will go protect King. Jack's going to grab Arwen and frog march her out.
she goes.
Unless someone wants to
that's
stop
great.
us.
Quiet, you. John. Oh, yeah. Okay. So yeah, let's give the orange or the whatever the other one is, a bag of holding to Jack and Arwen.
I'm not letting go of mine.
I'll give them. I don't know if I have the other one.
Yeah, because we were passing notes to one another. You
Okay, I'll,
definitely have.
okay, I'll give them the blue one or whichever one I have. I'll mark it off on my sheet.
Killer. All right,
I'll
so
make a note in my notes.
Jack and Arwen are going to hide out where? In this house or somewhere else?
Well,
Palace,
if
I
I'm
think.
not really doing anything, I'd like to go get a meal.
All right. Would you like to go into town to go to a restaurant or go
Amicus.
back up to the palace? Oh, go get amicus. I thought you were going to say go get a meal. You cut out.
Yeah, I thought you said that.
No, Amicus, I haven't seen him. He wasn't here last time I played either, so I'm just a little concerned about where he is.
Jack will accompany her as long as it is his small detour on way to guarding King.
Thanks, Jack.
Excellent.
He's at the castle, isn't he?
He is.
Amicus?
Amicus.
No.
Yes, Amicus is at the castle. So Hatim, Valhalla, Jack, and Arwen will all go up to the castle to find Amicus and protect the king.
Done.
Wait, why am I going to the king?
I don't think you are.
I'm sorry, because you said you had to leave too.
I do not want to go with them.
Oh, okay. You want to go to the warehouse with these guys, with the rest of the crew?
I do not want to be with Jack or Arwen at all. I'd rather go to the warehouse. Or
Okay.
can I just be with Sublime?
Yeah, you can stay here with Sublime.
Is there spaghetti night tomorrow?
Yes, there is spaghetti night.
If you need me to go to the warehouse, I'll go. If it's easier out of character for me to stay with Sublime, I would do either or.
It's always easier when someone is not here for me not to have to NPC them.
Then I'm with Sublime.
Beauty. All right, so that's...
And I'll just say that I'm tired of all of this. You guys made the mess. I'm not cleaning it up. I'm going to go check on the friend that is injured because of your actions.
Well, thanks, buddy. Since we usually do a lot of work while you're in concert, we'll take care of this as well.
I flip the bird and leave.
Oh, Valhalla's Gambit.
He is. He totally is. Okay, so we've got Murgatroyd, Elliot, and Vince going to the warehouse.
Yeah.
And who has the bag of gems? Crystal, are you still Are you still there, Crystal?
Yeah.
I'll carry it. I'll mark it
I
down.
didn't even ask for it.
May I take these gems, pretty please?
Here you go.
Wicked.
Brilliant. Okay, see you at spaghetti night.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
Whoa, wait.
And I'll
All
say
but
goodbye.
one?
Never mind. That should have been a private message.
Totally should have. My bad.
Okay, so Jake knows that you gave him the bag of gems, but you left one out. It's fine. I just want Jake. I want to make sure that Elliot doesn't know what Jake knows.
Yes, Elliot doesn't know what Jake knows.
Great.
All right. So the back to the dream team, the three amigos.
Vince, Elliot, and Murgatroyd?
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to get going soon, too, but let's do this thing. We'll show up to the warehouse.
All
Okay,
right.
Jake, it's in a little bit. See you guys. Really good game. This is super.
See ya.
Yeah,
Was
this
super fun,
This is
Graham.
intense. See you soon, man. This is
Have
great.
a good one.
Oh, man. All right, so I trust that the warehouse isn't that hard to find. The Blue Heron warehouse?
Yeah, that's true. The warehouse is easy to find, and we'll talk about that tomorrow, Crystal. If you're not on Mumble. Anyway, have a good night. Can minotaurs eat turkey? Yes, they just can't. I guess whatever. All right. Yes, you do find the warehouse, but not only is the Blue Heron warehouse easy to find because of the signs and the fact that it is painted bright blue as compared to the rest of the warehouses, which are mostly wood or stone colored. Some with metal siding that has gone to rust. This warehouse, has been kept up and looks very nice. And there is a crowd of thugs, the same thugs that you saw outside the manor house, the villa, are kind of lounging now here. Oh wait, I guess it takes you guys this long to walk down there, so it's not even midnight yet. They are all kind of lounging around outside the front of the warehouse, where there is some fires going in braziers, and someone has tapped a keg, and you can smell the smells of cooking meat and things like that. They've obviously come back here to quasi celebrate and anyway to get drunk. As you approach, the silence kind of falls over.
They're
Go ahead.
They're really celebrating that they got these stones are a big deal.
They're celebrating that they got their boss back. You're not sure
Oh,
what all they're celebrating about, but it seems like that's, there's a lot of, yeah, we did it, we got him back, hooray. You're not sure that anyone knows about these stones other than Kingfisher. When the negotiator guy was calling through the window, all he was talking about was Kingfisher.
right. Gotcha. All right. Are they going to stop us from entering the warehouse?
No, they just kind of watch in stunned silence, right? The only sound, maybe one guy lifts a rib of mutton up to his mouth and bites a big slab of meat off of it. Murgatroyd, you kind of look envious at him as he begins to chew it. That kind of chew where there's a big piece of meat hanging out of his mouth, and the more he chews, it retracts into his mouth, kind of deal.
Aw.
Nice.
You get to the front door of the warehouse, which is open, and as you approach, you can see inside. There's more people kind of partying and enjoying revelry inside the very well lit interior of this warehouse, who also become silent as you guys walk through. But from your estimation, there are, 60 to 80 men here. When you are kind of follow their direction, the way they look and point, leads to a gangway that walks up into, classic kind of office window area that overlooks the warehouse, so the boss can sit up high and check out what's going on. And up here, too, the big kind of double doors that are faced with glass so that the Kingfisher or whoever the supervisors are can look out of the boss's lounge up here are wide open, and the smell of expensive cigars is coming out of that room, where a little bit of hubbub and chit-chat stops as they see you approach. And you look inside, and you can see half a dozen adventurers lounging in there with their various weapons kind of at ease against the various pieces of furniture. You see a great big double-handed sword and armor and bare chests and things like that. One guy who particularly stands out, he's almost 7 feet tall, this human with pale skin and the brash black tattoos and deep black hair and icy blue eyes that indicate that he's a member of the Vosgard, the crazy berserker fighters from the northeast who very rarely venture far, but are known for their ferocity in battle. And he is sitting there with a beautiful woman on his lap and drinking deep from a large carafe. Alcohol spills down the sides of his mustache and into his beard and splatter on his bare chest. He stops and puts the drink down when he sees you approach and stands up, dislodging the woman, who thumps to the ground on her backside and goes, "Hey!"
Okay.
And then, someone calls to the back. And coming out from the back is Kingfisher himself. He's wearing the same pants, but he's stripped down to an undershirt. And you can see he's got a towel kind of over his shoulder, and his face is freshly shaven, and his hair is all wet as though he's just been having a clean and wash up. As he steps out, an assistant hands him a plaster, a pack of some type, which he puts to his face where it's starting to swell, where Arwen punched him 2 times. And he looks over at a grandfather clock kind of in the corner, and he looks back at you and he says, "Well, it's not even midnight. You made good time. I hope that you have my stones."
We do.
He snaps his finger, and a lackey who's standing next to him steps forward and puts out his hand.
First, I want to alter this deal. What would it cost to ensure the Minotaur and the elf's safety?
He kind of chuckles, and he says, No, there's no altering of the deal. The deal is what it is. Do you have my stones, or don't you? Are you going to hand them over, or do we have to sift through your bodies?
We've got them.
Okay. Mike with the stones. The guy who's in front of you kind of looks at you with a look on his face like, please just do what he says, and puts his hand out.
Yeah, I'll drop the bag on the table or whatever is there.
Okay, the guy who had his hand outstretched just kind of looks at you like, come on, man. And he picks up the bag and he takes it back over and he gives it to Kingfisher. Kingfisher says, this is good. Good. I'm happy. And he turns to one of his buddies and he says, here, count them. They should be 88. And use, grab them. And the adventurers, especially the big guy, step forward to grab you 3. And that's where we'll stop for tonight.